What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at the distance. Got a prediction video. This is for the rematch between Joseph Agbeko and Yohnny Perez. Matchup takes place December the 11th on Showtime. Overall, good matchup. One of my favorite matches from last year. If you looked at my earliest top fives for 2010, I had Agbeko versus Perez being my favorite matchup. It's a matchup that had a lot going on. There was a lot of I thought it was an underrated matchup. If you look at the styles involved, a lot of people, including myself, counted Yohnny Perez out in this matchup. And that's probably due to inexperience in a way, and not being on that another fighter who had yet to be on that big stage. Overall, this is a matchup that was actually very winnable for Agbeko. But it ended up going from boxing match to straight up dogfight. Towards the later stages of the fight, and I think the big factor in the matchup was the knockdown, and it was just a rough and tumble matchup. Both fighters landing big shots. Both fighters just coming to fight. Both fighters, going, pretty much standing with each other and trading, all over the ring, from corner to corner to the center, just everywhere. Both fighters were just fighting each other and giving each other a good, highly contested matchup. Joseph Agbeko, the former champion who lost the first matchup, very good boxer. In my eyes, I think he's a very good boxer. I think, he has a victory over Vic Darchinyan, which is probably the biggest name on his resume. For Joseph Agbeko to win this matchup, Agbeko does not want to stand and trade with Yohnny Perez. I think the mistake he made in the first match was standing in front of Perez, and Perez, being able to outwork him. I think he did prepare to come in and knock out Perez, and I think he overlooked him somewhat. Agbeko in this matchup just wants to stand. He wants to box. He wants to box and use a lot of movement. He uses a lot of movement and stands on the outside and uses his legs very well. He uses legs, a lot, so he could to try to find the left hook, which he throws very well from the outside, and kind of needs range to kind of come inside and throw the left hook, and he uses a lot of movement. Sometimes to set up his counter shots, uses movement to set up the left hook, uses movement to sometimes to offset his opponent's offense. Just look at the Darchinyan fight. Look at, I think, the Gonzalez fight. He used a lot of movement in these fights, and it confuses opponents, and they weren't able to land on him. They weren't able to land, and it's nice that he keeps a good range, so that for different things, to be versatile, to show a different repertoire of punches. I think that more combinations need to be thrown from Agbeko in this matchup, but after he throws his combinations, if the matchup gets inside, he has to clinch. He has to clinch because Perez is going to land after Agbeko lands. Also, another problem from the first fight was Perez was landing first. In this matchup, he does want to keep that range. He does want to keep, that little bit of awkwardness, that upper body movement, moving the hands up and down. And, just using, all kinds of variations to kind of measure out Perez. Measure him out. See what he's going to do differently in this matchup, if he does something differently. But I think that Agbeko pretty much just needs to box in this matchup, stay outside, look for the left hook from the outside, not let Perez get inside, use the jab to keep him out. And I think he should very well win this matchup if he can outthink and outbox Yohnny Perez. Yohnny Perez in this matchup, Yohnny Perez, I've seen in a couple fights, depends very well on his work rate, more so than boxing ability. Though he does have boxing ability, he works with a high intense work rate in this match. I think he is the longer and more rangy opponent. If he does something differently in this matchup, he does want to keep Agbeko at bay with the jab, keep him outside so he doesn't find a way to get in and land the left hook that he lands very well coming from out of range. Also for him, he does want to look for the uppercut maybe, because if you look at how Agbeko's hands are kind of positioned, And also stay outside. Don't make it too much of an inside fight, because Agbeko does a lot of leading with the head. He does a lot of leading with the head, and I just think that those are the things he probably needs to do differently in this matchup. Keep his. I think in this matchup he does want it kind of inside. He throws very good hooks inside. I think going to the body a little more, because both fighters weren't really going to the body in the last matchup. They were kind of both being headhunters. And if Agbeko wants to be the headhunter in this matchup, look for the counter left hook. Look for the counter left hook inside coming from the outside. Maybe the counter overhand right. Maybe come over his hook with a counter. Look for those are shots to look for in this matchup. But me in this matchup, I think that Agbeko knew what he did wrong in the first fight, and I think that he's going to make adjustments in this matchup that he didn't make in the first one, because I think that he thought he was very well ahead on the scorecards in the first match. And the first match was close to contested. It depends on what you were looking for. But I thought Perez got by with the matchup because he outworked him, outlanded him, and he was getting off first. This matchup, I really don't see the same mistakes happening in this matchup than in the first match, which took place Halloween of last year. I don't see the same mistakes taking place in this matchup. I think it's going to be a little more technical and less of a straight-up fight. I think it's going to be a little more technical. And I'm going to go with the more technical fighter, in my eyes, who's Joseph Agbeko. I think Agbeko should take this matchup by unanimous decision. So anyway, guys, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.